So, welcome to our Monday meditation contemplation based on Michael Singer's writings from The Untethered Soul. Today, our content is based on chapter 22 from Living Untethered, Why the Heart Opens and Closes. So, let's begin our contemplation meditation today by bringing our attention fully to this moment. To be right here, right now. Just that conscious decision to be fully present in the moment, to just be, to be here. Now let's bring our awareness to the physical body, scanning your body from head to toe, just noticing what is happening within your body. Just noticing, do you find tension, maybe some tightness anywhere in the body, a disturbance of any kind? If you do, bring awareness, attention into that. Rather than pushing it away, bring awareness into whatever may be happening in your body. And now consciously relaxing the energy throughout your body, releasing and letting go wherever possible. Now for a few moments, let's bring our attention, our awareness to our breathing. We'll breathe together for 5 counts. On each count, breathing in and out. Breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth, again, if that's possible. At the top of the in-breath, we will hold for a few moments. Then releasing, letting go, following the breath slowly as you breathe out. So let's breathe in together to the count of 1. Breathing in, holding the breath, and breathing out. And relax. Breathing in together to the count of 2. Holding the breath and breathing out. And relax. Breathing in together to the count of 3. Holding the breath for a moment and breathing out slowly. And relax. Full awareness on the breath. Breathing in together to the count of 4. Holding breath and breathing out. Relaxing deeply now. Breathing in together to the count of 5. Holding the breath and breathing out. Relaxing deeply. Now bringing your attention, your awareness within. Bringing awareness behind and beyond the thinking mind. Seated in the seat of awareness. As if you were in the back of a movie theater. Experiencing from the seat of awareness. Perfect stillness. Now resting in the seat of awareness, abiding in awareness. Experience the remainder of our contemplation meditation. Again, the first thing that Mickey Singer reminds us of, you are the experiencer of your heart. If you want to know your heart, understand that you are not your heart, you are the experiencer. The consciousness that is aware when emotions are happening. Notice when love presents or shoots up inside of you, you say you're in love. What you really mean is that you feel love coming up from your heart. You're floating in the ocean of love. Again, contemplate that you are the experiencer of the love that you feel. What's happening when you feel love is your heart is opening and emanating a flow of energy. Mickey Singer reminds us that when you feel that instead of saying I love you, you could say I love love. As long as the other person's presence helps you open your heart, you feel love for them. If their presence stops opening your heart, you start looking elsewhere. Which is what makes human relationships so difficult. We project the source of love outside instead of realizing it is always within, inside. The actual flow of love has nothing to do with anybody else. It has to do with you and your heart. It is an energy flow coming through your heart that you experience inside. Yes, many people or circumstances can cause your heart to either open or close. But the action of opening and closing is something your heart is doing, not the other person. The moment we project the source of love as being outside ourselves, everything becomes personal. We can become possessive. We want to feel love and have projected the experience onto another person. In order to keep feeling that love, we have to keep the other person. The human emotions of jealousy, dependency, need result from this. If you're feeling the flow of love and yet the one you're loving does something you don't like, you may close your heart and feel hurt. Again, Mickey reminds us these are simply feelings that can emanate other feelings that emanate from the heart. To continue feeling love, you learn how to deal with emotions that open and close the heart. It's like learning to play an instrument. At first you don't know how to do it. You make mistakes. And you learn from the experience. Your heart is a very sophisticated instrument. If the heart opens, people try to possess the things that helped it to open. If the heart closes, we try to protect ourselves from the things that caused it to close. As we live with the consequences of our actions, it can be difficult and life-changing to understand why the heart opens and closes and who it is that notices that. Notice right now that your heart does open and close. Everyone understands that the heart can open and close. When your heart is open, it's a feeling, an experience of being in an uplifted state. When the heart is closed, it's difficult and painful to live with. Most people do not know what's going on when this happens. If you were told right now to open your heart, that may be difficult to do. Yet you do know how to clench your fists, blink your eyes, create a thought, but somehow finding it difficult to willfully open the heart. Generally, the heart opens and closes on its own, and people live with the consequences. Mickey reminds us it's better to be careful about your heart. You can get involved in the initial rush of energy when it opens, so involved that you can get carried away. When people say, I'm so in love, I'm totally blown away, I don't care where I live, as long as I'm with that person. As soon as the heart closes, it becomes, I don't ever want to see them again. I don't ever want to talk to them. I can't believe they did that. If you get lost listening to the closed heart express itself, you might want to see where that ends up. The heart, just like an appliance, needs a healthy power source. When the heart is closed, you do not feel positive energy or constructive purpose. It gets hard and uncomfortable in there. It may feel like a rock inside your chest. So in an attempt to avoid that experience, your mind starts making up stories about the other person. They'll be sorry. I'm going to leave them. The generation of these thoughts is a process that happens in your psyche. When the heart closes, the energy flow is not strong. This results in negative thoughts. It takes energy to raise things. That includes the level of your thoughts. When the heart is closed for a period of time, you can end up going into a deep, dark depression. That does not happen when your heart is open. Just notice now that whatever state your heart is in, it feels like it's going to stay that way forever. Yet we've all seen at different times in our life that the heart does change if given the opportunity. People can get so lost in the experience of the blocked heart that they ruin their lives over it. What the mind says when the heart is closed, that is not you. It's simply the mind expressing the state of the closed heart. Again, you are the one who notices all of that. In the same way, when your heart is in an open state, you now feel that it's not going to change from that. Generally, something is going to happen that curbs the enthusiasm pouring through your heart. If there's a reason the heart has opened, there is a reason it can close. Our world keeps changing. Our minds keep changing. Everything keeps changing. If you can point to a reason why your heart is open, just notice, be careful, it will change. If you can point to a reason why your heart is closed, do not worry, that too will change. If you allow it, your heart will go through fluctuations as different situations cause it to open and close. When we don't understand this, we react. Mickey Singer reminds us it takes a great being to understand the heart, because they have spent years objectively observing the heart's behavior rather than running after what it wants or running away from what it does not want. He reminds us that a really important aspect of spiritual growth is understanding the dynamics of the opening and closing of the heart. We contemplated before that you experience three different things inside yourself: the world coming in, the thoughts of your mind, and the emotions of your heart. Mickey reminds us that there is a fourth thing in there that you experience. It's always there. It has always been there. Yet we get so lost in the first three, we do not focus on this fourth object of consciousness, this powerful energy flow that is inside of you. It has been called Shakti, Chi, Spirit. Once you quiet down enough, you realize this energy is constantly flowing inside of you. Just as the sun is always shining, that energy is always flowing. Notice that when your energy level changes, you might say things like, when she or he told me they loved me, I got so filled with energy I was floating on a cloud. I could feel it rushing through me. In another situation you may say, when he or she told me it was over, I had no energy. I hardly had the energy to drive home. So drained I couldn't go to work for a week. These statements refer to the surface level of the energy. There is a much deeper core flow that you experience as you transcend your personal self. This deeper energy flow is passing through the open heart, and you experience this as a sensation of love. This energy can only go as high as you let it. As a result, this love experience does not happen too often for most people. Regardless, there is always some energy flowing through your heart, creating normal emotional states. The reason it fluctuates is because of the samskaras you've stored. You inwardly shove them away. The experiences you didn't like, and you cling to the ones you did. Those unfinished energy patterns act as blockages to your inner energy flow. When the energy tries to flow up, it is always trying to flow up. It is unable because it hits these blockages. The energy of the flow is much subtler than that of the samskara. So the Shakti is blocked, can go no higher. When a blockage gets hit, activated, you know all too well what happens. the energy held in that blockage activates, and you start feeling the emotions and thinking the thoughts that are associated with that past experience. Your inner state becomes dominated by unfinished energy patterns that are stored within, and you become lost in them. In that state, you are not in charge of your thoughts or emotions, nor are you in charge of opening or closing the heart. The activated samskara has taken over your life. The reason we work on low-hanging fruit, moving up to high-hanging fruit, because that will determine the choices we make in that unclear state. When a samskara is hit, it feels like, I can't believe he said that. My dad used to say stuff like that, and I hated it. That's why I left home. I refuse to go through that again. Even though this may sound logical, it's not. The person you are interacting with is not your father. If you didn't have those samskaras left from your relationship with your father, you would be handling your current relationship in a different and better way. What was said did not bother you. It simply hit the samskara, and the activated samskara is what bothered you. To protect yourself, you close your heart. Samskaras are what cause your heart to open and close. Again, we contemplate deeply. Samskaras are what causes your heart to open and to close. Now let's take a few moments in silence to regroup this contemplation meditation. Now bringing your awareness back to your physical body, the chair that you're seated in, the room that you're in, any sounds that may be present, and gently in your own time, when you feel ready, opening your eyes, coming back awake, aware and fully present.